Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to another episode of Footy Shore. So we've got quite a lot to talk about today. Obviously, we've got quite a lot of games tomorrow as well. So 4 fixtures on Sunday. So we've got quite a lot to talk about, and obviously some topical issues that we thought we would give our thoughts on. So we'll get straight into it. Gareth Southgate, obviously currently the England manager. How do you see, or how do you judge Southgate in terms of his time at England, and how do you see England as well? Do you think they've improved under Southgate, or are they still the same? Is Southgate good enough for that role? And do you think Southgate would ever be suited to manage a team in the Premiership? So 21 questions.
It's a lot of questions there. So I'll try and go through one answer at a time. How do I see Gareth Southgate? Let's be fair. He's doing a decent job at England. He's doing a decent job and a better job than he's done a better job for England than before he took over. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that is the England team have improved under him. Mm-hmm. For that, there's no doubts about it. Yeah. What I like about Southgate is he's bringing the youth through. It's younger players. He's giving them a chance. He's blending them into the squad, and you have to say that in terms of that's the best approach, and fair play to him for doing that. I think that's absolutely great what he is doing, and it's quite exciting, this England team for the future, because England have got a lot of youngsters out there that are coming through that are huge potential there, playing for their clubs as well. So he's got a really good pool of talent there to pick from. So from that point of view, fair play to him. He's giving them a chance. He's not just playing players just because of their big names. So
I think it's quite evident, isn't it? I mean, like the right back position used to be Carl Walker's for a certain number of years, and then he dropped him, and then you've got now Trent and Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, absolutely.
So which goes, with the whole youth thing.
It does, yeah. He's giving them a chance, and like you said there, he's not afraid to upset the big established players there. You should be picked on merit, not on name. So from that point of view,
I think how they used to pick it is like, let's take Wayne Rooney for example.
Always on the team sheet.
Always on the team sheet, regardless of how
doing
bad
nothing. Exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously Rooney's a legend, absolute legend in the Premiership and for United. But towards the end of his United career, England career, he wasn't doing anything, and he was still being picked there. So you're absolutely right, and I think England have got the right approach now. Saying that, because if I come on to sort of the second part of your question, there is Southgate good enough for the Premiership? Of course, he's had experience in the Premiership before, under Middlesbrough, so he has managed in the Premiership. What I would say is, having praised him for bringing the youth through at England, for making them a better team, I still don't think he's done anything for England in terms of results and the tournaments. I know many people would be quite surprised at me saying that, seeing as England got to the semi-finals in the World Cup. But what I would say on that, they should have got to that World Cup semi-final anyway. Look who they were playing on paper.
Easy running, didn't they?
Easy running, very easy running. They you'd have expected them to beat all the teams that they beat at that World Cup. So people are praising England, praising Southgate. Oh, he's an amazing manager. We got to the semi-finals, fantastic. Big deal. Big deal. He didn't beat a single team that he shouldn't have beaten at that World Cup. Okay, the one decent team he did come up against, Croatia, got beaten.
Yeah. But I think even then I think you would expect England to beat Croatia.
Well, I mean,
I know Croatia turned up in the World Cup.
They turned up, but
I think on paper England should be beating Croatia.
Exactly, and that's my main point there. They had the easiest run-in that you could give anyone, and people forget that. I think so. England got to the semi-final. England are amazing. Southgate's amazing. So for me around that, I still haven't seen enough from him to think he would be a success in the Premiership if he was to come back. Because I heard different people out there in the media talking about linking him with Tottenham, linking him to the Tottenham job, and I can't see him being successful there if I'm being honest with you. In England, he's doing a decent job because of the players that are available, but that's not necessarily down to him. That's just because he's inherited that team when there's a lot of group of players.
I think I disagree with you. I think he's well suited for the Tottenham job. Not in terms of their expectations, and I say that in terms of people now want to see Spurs challenge for the title.
Yeah.
They want to see, especially Spurs fans want to see their team challenge for the title. They want to see Spurs win trophies. Is he suited for that? Probably not, no. Pochettino is more likely to get a trophy for Tottenham than Southgate is. But in terms of how Tottenham spend their money and the budget they have, and Southgate and the young players, Southgate is suited for that role. I mean, I spoke to a Tottenham fan last week and he said, when we was talking about the whole would Poch get sacked? He said no. I think it's going to cost about 20 million. If anyone wants Poch, you've got to pay 20 million for him. Will United pay 20 million? I think they will. I think they definitely will.
At the end of the season, if they continue in the way that they're playing, absolutely
they definitely will.
Yeah.
So I said, who would you replace him with? And we was watching the build up to Man United versus Liverpool, and he pointed at the TV, and that TV was Jose Mourinho. I said, you take Mourinho at Spurs? He goes, yeah. And I was quite shocked, and the reason I'm quite shocked is because I don't think Mourinho is suited for the role at Tottenham. Because Mourinho, as we all know, loves spending money wherever he is.
True.
And I think Tottenham have that money.
Right.
But I think...
Do they have that money?
Don't they have that money?
Who have they bought? They haven't been spending money, have they?
You know the game, the NFL game they hosted?
Yeah.
They sold alone, in terms of beer, £1 million.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is, they're not spending money, are they? Looking at what I think Spurs are in the position
they're not spending money, but I think they do have money.
And you think Levy will give Mourinho whatever he wants?
No, he won't, which is why I'm saying, shocked why a Spurs fan would say, I want Mourinho to manage Spurs.
The guy's got a proven track record, Mourinho. Yeah, he's a winner. We know that. There's no qualms about what Mourinho does in the first year or two. It's what happens after the second year, and then that's where.
Do you think it's a bit old school now, in terms of your Wenger? Do you think they're a bit stuck?
That was always my biggest criticism of Mourinho is he hasn't evolved in terms
he hasn't evolved in terms of the Klopps, the Peps.
Yeah, because they've got a different type of management now where it's an arm around the shoulder approach. Yeah. It's the motivating the players. Yeah. Mourinho almost rules with an iron fist. Yeah.
Almost treating players like babies, I'd say.
Mourinho does?
No.
What?
Nothing Klopp and Pep.
What do you mean treat them like babies?
If I'm paying you £350,000 to appear on Footy Show, do I have to go? Come on, shows there, mate. Come on.
But that's what the players need.
Why do you need that when you're getting paid that much money?
I agree with you, but
and if you love the club,
do they love the club? That's the thing.
Did Roy Keane need Alex Ferguson's
No, but it's a certain type of player, and it's more the modern day player which has been spoilt from a very young age with a lot of money, which is why they are how they are, and which is why they need the arm around them. Yeah. Roy Keane was an example because in Roy Keane's day, he grew up with not a lot. Yeah, he only started to sort of earn money when he was at United, not even Forest, at United. So that's why for him, you wouldn't need to put your arm around him because he knew where he come from. He knew what it meant to struggle. Whereas the players of today, they're getting 50 grand a week from the age of 14. You know that they're used to that money. They're spoilt with that money. So that's why in this modern day football now, you need the arm around your shoulder, I think. And with Mourinho, he's not used to that because when he was successful at obviously the likes of Porto, Chelsea, and Inter, that generation of players there, that they knew where they came from. They were more humble.
Well, when he was managing Chelsea, he had the leaders and characters, didn't he? He had strong people. Maybe he felt like he didn't need to do that because those players in themselves would do it, wouldn't it? Yeah. You get like John Terry, type of captain that put his arm around these, other players. Yeah. He had Lampard, Drogba, Carvalho, all big characters in his team.
Yeah.
Maybe at that time he didn't need to do that. If you compare him his time at United, there's no characters in that team.
Yeah, but
there's no leaders. There's no characters.
He had a couple of years to change that though. It's different. Well, what my main criticism or main concern with Mourinho is that he falls out with players very easy. He's always been that tough master when it comes to managing. I think you need to be more adaptable. You need to be more fluid in terms of your managing a team these days. And that's what I think the likes of Klopp, Guardiola, Pochettino, I see them doing that. And that's why I see them why they've been successful in this modern era now. So if Mourinho can change, if he can adapt himself, he's better than all of them. Yeah. He is better than all of them. Tactics wise, not arguable, definitely. Tactical knowledge.
You think he's better than Pep?
Yeah, I do. Not at the moment, because I said, that's when we're going back. Yeah. But if he can just change that personality element, for me, there's no one better. So it will be interesting, because I think what Mourinho has said, he's ready to come back to manage.
Yeah. I think he's linked with the Dortmund job, but I think he much prefer to stay in the Premiership.
I think he loves it.
I think he loves the rivalry in the Premiership, doesn't he?
Yeah. The other leagues, you have a couple of games in a season, which is that rivalry and competitiveness. Yeah. Whereas England, that's every game.
Constant game,
so that's...
So overall, Southgate, just overall, in a couple of words, good enough for the Premiership?
No. Done that in one word.
There you go. Okay. So last night, obviously, we saw Leicester actually batter Southampton. And I know Southampton were down to 10 men, but I don't think that excuses 9-0.
No way.
That doesn't justify it, because we'll see it all the time. Every time a player gets sent off, you might see 9-0. You don't see that, do you?
No.
And Southampton were at home as well. Makes it even worse. But Oz, you predicted Leicester to finish in top 4.
Yeah.
With a victory like that over Southampton, I know it's not only Southampton, but to go out and batter them 9-0, I think top 6, you think top 4. People have questioned your judgment in terms of, or your prediction in terms of whether they'll finish in top 4.
They have.
But no doubt that result supports your judgment. So you must be thinking, okay, fucking Leicester going to finish in top 4.
I'm not a Leicester fan. It doesn't bother me.
I know it doesn't bother you, but obviously you've called it quite early on. I think it's a bold prediction.
I've called it very early on.
Seeing them win 9-0.
Yeah. I mean...
Brendan Rodgers is the man.
Look, I'll tell you what. I'm good at seeing things. Okay, I'm not saying everything I say is coming true, but I know a good team when I see one. Yeah. So what happens there? Leicester. If I go back to the match yesterday, and by the way, it was the biggest away win in the Premier in the history. No, the biggest away win. It was the joint biggest win, but the biggest away win. So that just adds another element to it. So to score 9 goals and not concede any away from home is some achievement. And like you said there, although Southampton were down to 10 men, that doesn't excuse it. They would have got battered with 11 men. They would have got battered with 12 men. How they were last night.
Probably not 9-0 though.
Not 9-0, but what I mean by that is they were...
I think Leicester were already leading 1-0 before that.
Southampton were awful last night. Absolutely abysmal. And I kind of sort of predicted a good result for Leicester. Certainly not 9-0, but...
You have to be a brave man to bet 9-0.
Exactly, but their form wasn't great coming into it. Southampton, they're sort of in trouble really. And Leicester... At a good moment in the season, as I've sort of been mentioning to you, my early contenders to finish in that top 4 as well. They've got a brilliant team, a brilliant young team, Leicester. And Rodgers is always a manager I've rated as well.
Seems to have done a good job at Liverpool. Gone off to the Scottish League, which ain't a great league, but learned a few things.
Yeah, I think so.
Went back to a winning mentality and has come back to the Premiership and showing us what he can do.
And again, he's another player when you see him out with the players at full time. Again, arm around, hugger. I'm not saying you have to be a big hugger like Jurgen Klopp does every single time, but sometimes it's that approach which gives the players a bit of confidence. And that's what players need in this modern era, as I've mentioned earlier. So Leicester were phenomenal. As good as they were phenomenal, Southampton were equally abysmal. They were shocking. But the way Leicester get the ball down, the way they play, it's refreshing to watch. It's exciting to watch.
They've got the players for it, haven't they?
They've got the players for it. What I hope as a football fan, not as a United fan, as a football fan, I hope they can retain their players. Because, you might be thinking, a lot of their players will get raided by the big teams. I'll tell you what, if that Leicester team stays together and they buy a couple of really good players to keep alongside them, that Leicester team will challenge for the title in a year or two. I'm telling you, that is a very good Leicester team. They just need a couple of additions, keep hold of their players, and maybe they can do something.
Well, so I have to disagree with you again, and I say that because I think the starting 11's good.
Yeah.
But the squad isn't.
But then that's where I said get a couple of players in.
Yeah. I think Damari Gray can't even make that squad, and he is quite a good player to have in your team. So he makes the bench, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you got your Harvey Barnes, Perez, who they brought from Newcastle, Tillemans. Fantastic midfield.
Madison,
Ndidu.
Ndidu's the engine room.
He's
Absolutely.
The engine room.
Vardy banging goals for fun.
But
Schmeichel, brilliant keeper. Pereira, Chilwell.
But Vardy gets injured. Who scores the goals?
Jose Perez. Put him up top.
He doesn't offer the same thing as Vardy, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Running in behind defenders.
No, he's not gonna do the same thing as Vardy, but he could be a temporary stopgap till Vardy comes back in again.
Yeah, but if you lose Vardy for 2-3 months,
it will drop.
You lose Leicester.
But that's my point to you is they need that couple of transfers to complement that team, to complement that squad. So I don't think that
What's to stop them from challenging for the title this year?
What's to stop them?
Yeah.
Probably more along the lines of what you've just said there. Their squad isn't the as in the biggest.
Yeah, but they're not in the Champions League. They're not in Europa.
Yeah, no, they haven't.
If
got
they
the
just fully concentrate on the
there.
Premiership and just say, look, we'll play our B team in the FA Cup, League Cup, we'll just fully go 38.
Honestly, you're asking me why? Liverpool and Man City are on a different planet right now.
I don't think Man City are on a different planet.
They're
Man
on a
City are
different
not on a different
planet
planet.
right
They're not. What with Rodri and Fernandinho in defence? How is that a team that's on a different
when they get the defenders back, which they are now, they'll be. Look what they did last year, because it was sort of a similar thing last year where they dropped a lot of points early on, especially just before Christmas time. My God, after Christmas they smashed it.
Yeah.
They were steamrolling teams left, right, and centre. Liverpool didn't lose a game, but they put that much pressure on them. They were starting to draw games. That City team were winning game after game after game, winning. Unbelievable. They're on a different planet. Wait till they get their defenders back, Sammy. Then we'll see something.
I don't think they're on a different planet. And I think
that's my opinion.
I think we saw last week that Liverpool can be beaten or can be restricted.
They didn't lose.
They didn't lose, but
they should have maybe.
Or they dominated the second half. But
they did dominate the second half.
That's another topic. But look, your prediction top 4 going great for Leicester. So I'm certainly one to pat you on the back for that prediction because
you should pat me on the back for a lot of things. I'm beating you in the predictions so far.
So let's go on to the predictions and these four games on Sunday.
Yeah, so four games coming up tomorrow. Okay, so we're gonna review the games for the guys at home as well and for ourselves. So let's start off with Newcastle at home to Wolves tomorrow. How do you see that going, Sammy?
Well, I think it's two teams that are desperate for points, aren't they? Really. You got obviously Newcastle, who were coming off the victory against United, and then I think they only got beaten last week to Chelsea 1-0, which they can probably turn around from that result and say, quite a good performance. I, for one person, expected Chelsea to wipe them, maybe 3 or 4-0. So maybe they're starting to build a bit of confidence in the team. Will they still get relegated? I still think so, yeah. I don't think Steve Bruce he's not a Premiership manager, he's a Championship manager. You know, if you want to get promoted from the Championship to the Premiership, then he's the kind of person to call on. But in terms of doing well in the Premiership, I don't think he's that type of manager. Wolves, we're seeing 2 different Wolves, one from this season, one from last season. I think that's got a lot to do with the Europa League and the amount of features that they're having to play in, but I think they got a good result. No, not a good result. I think they drew last week.
1-1 to Southampton.
Yeah.
But lately they've been playing They've picked up. I
They've
think.
picked up.
Yeah.
They've picked up, and I think they should have faith in their manager as well. I don't think
Yeah,
getting rid of the manager is any solution.
No.
And I don't think they'll get relegated, but they'll probably finish around the 15th, 16th mark. I think, which is a bit of it's a big drop from how they finished last season.
Yeah.
Because everyone was scared to go to Molineux.
Oh yeah, they're playing.
Yeah, everyone was scared to go
yeah.
to Molineux.
Yeah, of course.
So for this game, I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay. What I would say again, and similar to yourself, Newcastle at home. I mean, Newcastle tend to play better against the bigger teams than they are against sort of the teams in and around them this year so far. So, is it a motivation thing? Maybe they're motivated. They're not for the games against the big teams, but they can't pick themselves up against the smaller teams. So that's something in my mind which I'm questioning. Wolves, they've been yo-yoing this year really, but like you said, it's for me 100%. It's definitely to do with the Europa League.
Yeah.
That is hard travelling on a Thursday and then a Sunday, especially some of the countries you got to go to on that Thursday, and it's their first campaign in Europe as well. It's the first taste of it, so it's not easy to adjust. And that's where I think they've struggled really badly this year because of it. Like I said, picked up lately. Obviously, what an amazing victory against Man City. that was incredible.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, they've picked up lately again. But in terms of the match tomorrow, again they've played again on Thursday. So, what did you just say? 1-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the same prediction. 1-1 again. You're laughing, but that's generally the way I see it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair dues. So we've gone to the Clowns versus Crystal Palace. Those who don't know who Clowns are, it's Arsenal according to us.
Watch our previous video.
Episodes.
Got a lot of people talking to me about that actually, but yeah.
Suffered a bit of abuse, didn't you?
I didn't suffer any abuse, but people commenting on Facebook and whatnot.
Didn't like the Clowns comment, especially coming from a United fan.
Anyway, I'll say it how it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Arsenal versus Palace.
Arsenal versus Palace. So again, it's always tricky after a European campaign. Arsenal played Thursday, just about won, didn't they? 3-2.
Yeah. Pepe scored 2 brilliant free kicks.
Pepe scored 2 brilliant free kicks. Okay. And they're playing against I have to say, quite a good Palace team this year so far. Surprising me. I think they're in 6th, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
a Palace team that with Wilfried Zaha hasn't been.
Wilfried Zaha hasn't done anything. Wilfried Zaha has done nothing. That they're a very dogged team, Crystal Palace. They're really good on the counter attack. They soak the pressure up and then they just sort of hit you because they've got very fast players, very attack minded as well. So they've done well. Arsenal hit and miss. One game do really well. The next game, last Premiership game, they lost against Sheffield United on that Monday. So they haven't really impressed me, Arsenal, I have to be honest. I still stick by the Clowns comment because that is still true. What I would say is Arsenal at home obviously are a lot stronger than they are away. I still see Arsenal beating Palace tomorrow. I'm gonna call it 2-0 to Arsenal.
2-0. You think those two Clowns in defence are gonna keep a clean sheet?
I just think Palace are a lot better team at home.
At home, then okay.
And Arsenal are as well. So.
All right. Well, you got to remember Arsenal just lost to Sheffield United as well on Monday, didn't they?
I know. That's what I just said.
But that was away from home, and Sheffield United are quite good at home. I think it's a tricky one to call, this game. I really do think it's a tricky one to call. Arsenal seem to concede goals for fun. 2 goals in Europa League, 1 goal against Sheffield United. Well, it's only 1 goal, but I can't remember the last time they kept a clean sheet.
But it's hard with Clowns in defence, but I reckon they will.
But I think but now they've got their players back. Obviously, quite a lot of their fans are calling for Bellerin and Tierney to be their fullbacks, honestly, and you've got Louise.
They're pinning their hopes on Tierney.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what I'm hearing from Arsenal fans. Tierney. What's this geezer gonna do?
It's true. He's not going to win you the title by himself.
You know what I mean? But the way Arsenal fans are going on, that's
You'd think that's the case.
Happen, but...
And then you got the whole thing with Ozil as well. How?
Oh yeah.
I think that's another topic in itself. And I think maybe we should have talked about that a little bit, but maybe something to talk about next week. I think definitely that is, in my opinion, absolutely insane that Emery does not start Ozil.
I know.
Insane.
It is
insane. It's absolute madness. It's crazy.
I agree with you.
It's crazy when you look at the creativity that Arsenal are lacking.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first game of the season, everyone went crazy over Ceballos.
Yeah.
And then
he just faded.
He's just faded. He's pretty much non-existent these days.
So Tierney's coming back.
Tierney's coming back. How do I? You know what? I think I'm gonna go for 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. Wait, what did you say? 2-0.
I said 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for 1-1 again.
1-1.
I'm thinking 2-1, but I think I'll go for 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 again.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Then we go on to the biggest match of the whole weekend. Yeah. Huge match tomorrow. So Liverpool at home to Spurs.
Yeah.
How do you see that going, Sammy?
Obviously, we know how good Liverpool's record is at home. They will have Salah back.
And away. So forget.
And away as well. Yeah. Not that good. They couldn't beat United last week. So
that's you know what I mean.
Spurs coming off a 5-0 win in the Champions League against a pretty much unknown team. Red Star Belgrade, wasn't it?
Yeah, Red Star Belgrade. So they didn't offer anything.
Yeah, you expect Spurs to batter them.
Yeah.
But it could be a good confidence boost. Could be exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
Do I think it's going to make a difference that the outcome of this game? No, I don't think it is. I think Liverpool are going to beat Spurs. I think it's going to be quite a comfortable victory.
Right.
And I think I'm going to go for 3-1 Liverpool.
Okay. I'm smiling.
Because you're going to say the same thing?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Well, what do you want?
Are you just copying me?
I'm not copying you. You've had the opportunity to go first. What do you want me to say?
Out of all the scores you can say, you're going to say exactly.
I had that in my head as you were talking before you even said anything.
Justify.
What do you mean justify?
Why do you think it's going to be 3-1?
Because Tottenham are still a team in trouble, in my opinion. Although, what that did on Wednesday, or whenever it was, against Belgrade, whatever the team was, it papered over the cracks. If you chip on those cracks, you'll see a massive hole behind. And that's why I think Spurs are. They're in trouble. It was a good confidence boost and exactly what they needed, but still not good enough for them to recover, in my opinion. And they will be found out again against Liverpool. Liverpool at home especially. Like I said, Salah will probably be back for that. So that's the reason why I'm going 3-1. I still see Spurs nicking a go, but I think Liverpool will be too strong for them. So I'm justifying it. Liverpool 3, Spurs 1.
You're an absolute copycat. You're only doing this because you're winning 2-0. Right, if you say the exact same results as me, then I can never catch you up.
I'll kill you regardless. That's
so I'll say a different score.
I'm not saying a different score. That's how I see it.
Okay. Copycat. Last game, Norwich versus Man United.
Okay. Norwich are a really funny one, actually. Norwich are a really funny one.
Pukki's kind of faded, isn't
he? Pukki's faded.
I thought he would have faded, but it seems like he has.
Yeah, they've started off like a house on fire. Norwich beat Man City, amazing, and maybe since then they've just gone off the ball. Whether they psychologically think that they're good enough to survive the Premier League just because they had a few good results. Yeah, something's happened there, and their manager needs to pick them back up again mentally, I think, and say, look, guys, you know, we you're in the relegation zone now. We need to really get back to what we were doing at the start of the season. Maybe they've been found out now, Norwich. You know, they've come up from the Championship. A lot of Premiership teams didn't know what to expect from them because they're new. They've played a certain way, tactics-wise, and you know they caught teams on the surprise because it was new to them. Now teams are studying how Norwich play. Maybe they've sussed them out. Yeah. And maybe that's what's happened there. So that's why Norwich are a funny one. Man United, look, I still think we are in a
shit.
Yeah, that's
say how it is, man. Space.
I still think we are shit at the moment. That game against Liverpool last week, that first half especially gave us confidence. Solskjaer played it a different way tactics wise. So let's hope that.
What, 5 defenders?
Listen, let's hope that does pick us up, get the confidence back, because it's a good result against Liverpool.
5 defenders.
The way we played,
Five
that
defenders.
first half we restricted them. We were the better team.
How was that performance
Just
different?
listen.
That was no different from...
It was.
A
We
Solskjaer
stopped.
performance was no different from a Mourinho performance, and it was no different from a Van Gaal performance. Park the bus.
The result. We got the result. I mean,
and
all right.
hit them on a counter.
Look, we got the result apart
Fuck
from
me.
the second. Obviously, they scored quite late on, and that was that. But those tactics worked for a good period of time. Sometimes you've got to change your tactics up. That's the first I've seen
No,
from
I can't believe you're saying
Solskjaer.
that. I actually cannot believe you're saying
It's
that.
the first time I've seen it from Solskjaer where he's actually changed it up. He plays the same bloody way every week. He changed it up. He did change it up. And you know, I'm not happy with the way we played as much as you are. I'm just saying it was good that he's changed it. Okay. The other thing on the back of my mind is, did we play that way? As in, we played better because it was Liverpool, because it was that rivalry. Are we going to go back to seeing the same United that we have?
Same shit.
The same shit against Norwich? I hope not. Saying that, I will call it 2-1 to Man United tomorrow. Go on, copy me. What's he going to do? Say that again.
Okay, I think in terms of Norwich, I agree with what you said. The team that started like a house on fire and has now faded.
Yeah.
Probably that's mainly due to Pukki, because I think they're heavily reliant on him for his goals. He's obviously lacking some sort of confidence. So if he gets one, if I'm Pukki and I know I'm playing Man United at home, I'm rubbing my hands together thinking, oh, I want to fucking score now. This is the game that I'm...
Are we that bad?
I think we're that bad. If I'm Pukki, I'm thinking, shit, I've got a chance now. And that's not to take anything away from our defence. I think it's a team thing. I think Maguire's strong enough to deal with Pukki. But if I'm Pukki, I'm thinking, Man United, right, I can score. I can end my drought and I'm going to score a goal. That's my personal opinion. That's how I would see this game. And that says a lot, because you can look at it could be Norwich versus Watford, and Watford league goes for fun. And I'm saying it against the United
That's
team.
harsh, Sammy.
I don't think that's harsh. But I can't.
You're making out like we're a relegation team right now.
We are a relegation team.
We're not a relegation
We are.
team. No.
We are.
No. We're playing like
We're
a low mid-table team.
What is it? 2 points or 1 point?
Yeah, so you honestly think we're going to get relegated this year?
But we are.
Do you think we're going to get relegated?
Are we not a relegation team?
Do you think we're going to get
Answer the
relegated
question.
this year?
Are we a relegation team right now?
No.
We're fucking 2 points away from the
We're a
bottom
very
three.
poor mid-table team at the moment.
We're fucking
at this time
dreadful.
in form.
It's
We are dreadful,
abysmal.
but no, we're not a relegation team. I know you're.